Hey everybody, my name's Elke and I am a Gen X gamer. I've been playing video games since 1984 and this happens to be the very first video game that I ever played on the computer. Now, I did play games prior. My dad had an Atari and I remember playing Pong and, Space Invaders, a couple of games on that, but it was primarily his machine. We didn't touch it. In 1984, he bought my family an IBM PCjr, and thus began my love for both video games and development. I remember coding some stuff in BASIC as a little girl, but ultimately what really drove home the need for me to become a developer, and I say need because I was really compelled to do this. I really feel like I was born to be a developer, but one thing that I thought was really cool, besides the video game obviously, was that one of the founders of Sierra Games, Roberta Williams, was a woman developer. And at that time, you didn't really hear about women developing, much less not for a video game, which, of course, that was in its infancy 40 years ago. So without any further ado, let's get going. This is King's Quest 1, Quest for the Crown. This is not the remaster. We're going to get the beautiful 8-bit glory or 16-bit, whatever it was back then. That has the most nostalgia for me. I did start doing a playthrough of this last year, but I didn't finish. So hopefully there's still some surprises. I know there's some things I don't remember. Probably a lot of saves and some deaths along the way. So let's get started. There you go, Roberta Williams. It was her and her husband who started Sierra Games. All right. Okay, so if you've never played a game like this before, you actually need to do quite a bit of typing. And I realize that my webcam is in a spot where you're not going to see what I'm typing. So like if I put look alligator, the alligators are swimming in the moat. So this is a true RPG where you can explore, you can look around. I can say look moat. It looks deep and dangerous. You can see alligators floating in the water. It's probably a hint that there's, something dangerous there. Look tree. It's a very beautiful tree. Look castle. This is the castle of King Edward the Benevolent. Love sky. There's nothing special about the sky. All right. So the directionals in here, there's no WASDF. Okay. Not like in modern games. You actually use the arrows. If you wanted to jump. Oh, hang on. I just opened up the menu. You would actually type. It doesn't understand jump, right? So there's 8. It's very limited. So anyway, so the directionals, you use the arrow key. If you want to go up, you go up. Down, you push the down key, and then left and right. So you gotta be really careful to not fall in the water here, because if we do, the alligators will eat us. No. I remember thinking how cool the graphics looked back then. Of course, it's nothing on what we have now. Look door. The doors are strongly built to keep out unwanted visitors. We are not an unwanted visitor. We're going to go in. Let's see. Open door. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Oh. Look statue. I don't understand statue. Look knight. This is the armor of one of King Edward's knights from years ago, except that there's 2 of them. All right. Look tall. The light from the oil lamp is rather dim in the dark interior of the castle. So you'll notice you can see my mouse cursor, but, can't use it for the game. Here we go. This is King Edward. Kneel. Bow. It is proper to stand directly in front of and a few paces back from King Edward when addressing his eminence. Am I not close enough? Let's try it again. And then it's say bow, Edward. I don't understand Edward. Bow, King. Okay. We're in the wrong spot, I guess. All right, hang on. Let's see if we can get closer. It's as close as we can get. Let's try, I guess, at the bottom of the staircase. Yeah, it's been a minute. All right. There we go. Hat comes off and all. When you bow to King Edward, his pleased smile warms you. Move this over just a little bit. Great Edward. Talk Edward. Oh, it doesn't understand Edward. Greet King. Talk King. When you speak to King Edward, he sighs and says, Sir Graham. As a kid, by the way, I used to say, Sir Graham. I am an old man. I fear my end is near. I have chosen you to prove yourself worthy of the throne. As you know, our kingdom is weak and poor. I have knowledge of the existence of 3 things that would make our kingdom wealthy and strong. Somewhere within our kingdom, there is a magic mirror that tells the future. We're going to write this down. Where's my pen? Got my handy-dandy notebook. Okay, there are 3 things that would make the kingdom wealthy and strong. So somewhere within our kingdom, there is a magic mirror that tells the future. There is a magic shield that will protect the bearer from mortal harm. And finally, there is a magic chest that is always filled with gold coins. Go, Sir Graham, go and bring me back these treasures. If you succeed, you will inherit the throne. So we have 3 things we need, right? So we need the magic mirror, the magic shield, and the magic gold chest. All right, so one thing that I remember, and this is what I was doing last year while I was doing this playthrough, I made a little map. So I might do that again. And let's move this webcam while we're at it. Let's see. We can move them together. We're just gonna... Maybe that's not the... Maybe we'll just leave it where it's at for now. I'll mess with it another time. Okay, so press any key to continue. Wave. Save. I don't understand wave. All right, look flag. Nothing special. All right, I don't believe we can go anywhere further in the castle. It's just these 2 rooms. No. It's as far as we can go. So we're going to go back outside. And I'm not going to map the castle rooms because we know there's only 3 rooms in here. You have the hallway. You have this, you know, basically super long hallway. Can I touch it? Touch armor. No. And then we have the front of the castle. All right. Again, we got to be careful not to go into the moat. So we're going to make this the center castle door. I'm just going to do a little box castle door. And we also know that this to the right of it, where we came from when we first came in, was the starting right. So let's not go that way. We're going to go this way. I almost kind of want to map everything first. Oh, all right. Look, rock. You see a large gray rock, bush rock. It'll be very difficult to move it from here. I suggest we should probably save this. Oh, no wonder. This made me think, do I have my saves from last year? This is probably good for me to do it again. Yes. You wonder. Did I save it somewhere? All right, we're going to make a folder real quick on the C drive. I'm going to look later to see if I have my saves. All right, let's make a new folder. Here we go. Folder, King's Quest. All right. There's no directory named C King's Quest. All right. Oh, did I type it wrong? I don't think I did. King's Quest. All right, hang on. Let's try this again. Save game. How about if we go see King's Quest? What if we just save it in C? I don't know why that's not working. I'm literally looking at the folder. Okay, C. Alti playthrough. Okay. Do we see the file here? I don't see it. Anyway, we're going to trust that it's saved. All right, so I do kind of remember what to do here with the rock. So there was a clue there when I said push rock with a heave and a hoe, and I guess it worked this time. You just have to position yourself properly. You managed to move the rock, revealing a dark hole beneath it. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to make another little box on our thing, and I'm just going to put rock. Look hole. There's an intricately carved dagger in the hole. Get dagger. You reach into the hole and grasp the dagger, being careful not to cut yourself. Perfect. Look flowers. Nothing special. Look tree. There are numerous white birch trees reaching to the sky, and they do look like birch trees. I mean, they're kind of gray, but look bush. Nothing special. All right. We're going to continue. We're just going to keep going, I guess, west. And here's a lake. Okay, look, lake. This is a serene mountain lake. Look, ducks. Swim. You need to be in the water in order to swim. So I do remember, if you get in and don't, like, you have to tell him to swim. You can't do that. I just typed dive. I just had a thought about where to put the webcam, so you guys can see what I'm typing. Do I center it? Is that weird? Anyway, here we go. Let's go to the next side. Also, lake with rock. Okay. And there's a tree coming out of that rock. I wonder. Dive. Do we keep going or do we explore the lake further? Like, I want to see, like, how, I don't remember. I want to see how far this goes. Look, tree. You admire the beauty of the tree. Look, rock. It's an ordinary rock. All right, so we're going to keep going left, going west. Okay, we're going to mark this one log. Let's look in the log. It is only an old rotted log. All right, how about this stump? From here, you can only see the stump is very old and nearly petrified. Okay. And now we're at another lake with a waterfall. I'm going to have to like wrap. I need a bigger piece of paper. So I remember I'm going to save because I was a kid. I used to rotate my saves just in case something happened. So I seem to remember that this water might be kind of dangerous. I think there's some white water or something. That's why I saved there. Let's go look at this bush real quick, though. Nothing special. Look, waterfall. Small waterfall is splashing nearby. Lovely. Beautiful little lake. Do we trust the beautiful little lake? Swim. Can I dive here? No. We're going to kind of stay away from the waterfall. I don't trust it. Okay. So this kind of becomes some rapids. I remember this. Vaguely. Look, flowers. They're very beautiful. Big flowers. Can't take any flowers right now. Okay. All right. And now we are back. So the grid is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across. All right. So let's go north from here. Look, tree. Looks beautiful. So from the castle, yeah, we're going up. Oh, this is a farm field. Look, garden. Okay. This is a neat little carrot patch. The plump carrots look tempting. All right, we're going to take one. You pluck a delicious-looking carrot from the fertile soil. Great. Save early, save often. Yes. All right. So we're going to go left again. We're just going to keep doing this until we've mapped everything out. Get the lay of the land. Okay. Second grid of the garden. This is totally not the way I would have played it as a kid, by the way. This is a well-tended carrot patch. The carrots look tempting to a hungry traveler. We already have one, so I don't think we have... Sweet object. I'm carrying a dagger and a carrot. Look at that beautiful inventory screen. Oh, equal sign to swim. We can jump using 0. Okay. We can duck. And I never knew that, even as a kid. All right. You're going to press the button again to undo it. Look, tree. This is a very large oak tree with branches stretching to the sky. Let's climb the tree. Can't climb the tree here, but maybe if we position ourselves, let's go around. You just gotta sometimes put yourself in the right spot. Climb tree. Okay. We have a golden egg. Oh, and I totally... Tree. Egg. Totally forgot to add this. So now we need to be careful to not fall out of the tree. Look, egg. The golden egg is smooth and shiny. Take egg. It's so heavy, we almost drop it. All right. So now we want to save again. Let's look at the inventory. Dagger, golden egg. Oh, we can press tab.
Yes.
Okay. That makes it easy. I think pretty sure we can jump out of the tree and it's not going to kill us, but... All right. Let's keep going. Let's look at the flowers. Nothing special. Look, trees. Normal tree, but it's very pretty. All right. So we have... Tree, egg, field. No, that's field. And this is just north. If we went down, it's like we're by the lake. That tree has a different outline than the other ones, but I don't know if that's significant or not. Here's a well. Do we want to enter the well at this stage? I say we save the game. Look well. The well is deep and dark, but you can see the sky's reflection on the water. Get water. Use bucket. You do not have it. Take bucket. The old bucket is securely fastened to a strong rope. Cut rope. With the rope cut, you are able to take the bucket. But now we can't go into the well, right? Climb. well. And use rope. Climb rope. The rope does not go down the well very far. Take rope. Cut.
Helped.
Okay, maybe we'll come back to the well. I don't remember some of this stuff. I don't know how I figured this out as a kid. They had the Sierra hint line, and my parents used to let us... Hang on a second. Goat. Let's try this again. Grab rope. Take rope. Cut rope. You cut a piece of rope and it falls into the well. Jump. Well. And now... You should be more careful before trying that next time. Did we just die? I think we just died. We hit Sarah. We wish to thank you for playing King's Quest. We are very sorry that you did not succeed and hope you will fare better next time. All right, let's restore the game. Yep. All right, we are back. All right, look, bucket. It is a large, old, and weathered. It has served the kingdom for many years. Ride bucket. Can I see that? Sit bucket. Take bucket. Cut rope. All right. I don't remember.
Do it. All right.
We're going to skip that for right now. We're also going to come back to the goat. Like, I remember part of what we're supposed to do with the goat, but I don't. I need to think about this for a moment. Okay, so we also have goat. We're going to keep mapping just for a little bit. All right. I feel like this looks familiar. So this is a field. This should be the end, I think, and we'll wrap around. This should take us back to, yes. Okay, just what I thought. Back to the farm field. So let's go up again. Okay, so now straight up from there, we have a cliff. I don't understand cliff. Look, water. You do not have any water. Look, lake. This is a clear mountain lake with some steep cliffs surrounding it. So it doesn't understand cliff, but they do have cliff. All right. So what was the action key? To swim is the equal sign. All right. That certainly makes it a lot easier. Swim. Can we dive here? No. Wandering on the banks of the lake, you see a cute little elf. All right, so one thing I've learned, most of these cute little things are not that cute. So we're going to save this game. Maybe I should have saved it under a different save. Talk elf. You are too far away. The elf looks just like us. Oh no. The elf, impressed by your friendliness, gives you a magic ring. Kind person, know that once and only once this ring will make you invisible, he says, and then he disappears. So he just gave us a ring. And I'm going to note that he was in that thing. So last year when I did my playthrough that I didn't finish, I never encountered this elf. I don't remember walking quite this way. You notice I stick kind of close to the edges of the screen? That's because there's like a troll that runs around, and if he gets too close to you, he'll kill you. Oh. Door. A mountain door. Do we dare go in the door? Look, door. Don't be afraid. Get close enough for a good look. All right. We're going to save. Let's do another slot. Elke mountain door. Do we knock? Do we just go in? The only response you get is the echo of your pounding. Open door. It's locked. It's a huge mountain door built right into the bottom of a small mountain. It has a large keyhole. Look, keyhole. Through the keyhole, you can dimly see a staircase. It does look like it might go up into the mountain. All right, so we have to find a key for that door.
Door.
Lake with a stump. Look. Stump. It looks as though there were beavers around here at one time. Right. It's a small alpine lake. All right, let's get in it. Dive. Can't dive in this part of the lake. Go back. Oh no! The witch swoops down and grabs you by the neck and carries you off to a fate worse than death. This is terrible. All right. Witch. She's gonna cook me. This is why you always save. So we have to save. Oh no. Out. As the Wicked Witch flew over her house, she dropped you into her cage. If you can't get out, you may become the secret ingredient in this witch's brew. Look. Door. Look. Cage. Open cage. It is fastened with a very strong lock. There's no way for you to open it. Use knife. Try as you will to escape, your labor will be in vain. As you will never get out of this cage alive, I can only permit you to restore game, restart game, or take inventory. Sorry. We at Sierra wish to thank you for playing King's Quest. We are very sorry that you did not succeed and hope you will fare better next time. Good luck. All right, so we are not going, we got to be careful there. I think you can duck to get away from her.
What?
But we saved back at the mountain door, which is like 2 screens ago, so we will restore back to that. That might be better played for tomorrow. So I think this is it for the first episode. We will continue exploring tomorrow. Good night.